ESPN's Todd McShay drops another mock draft. ESPN Plus. Let's react to it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lead. Your host, as always, Harley Dugan. Let's get into this. We are always excited for the reaction videos The Lead has to drop, and we got a Todd McShay mock draft predictions for rounds 1 to 2. Houston Texans state of mind. You already know what it is. Let's deep dive into this. So this just came out 2 days ago, April 4th. According to the article, Todd McShay, we all know who he is. If you don't, you're living under a rock. Wake up, buddy. So, 23 draft is coming. First opening 63 picks. So, without further ado, you know what it is. Mock draft time. The Carolina Panthers select C.J. Stroud, the betting odds favorite. He believes the Panthers are taking C.J. Stroud, even though in regards that Chris Mortensen did say he is definitively saying Bryce Young is going to be a Carolina Panther. Todd McShay possibly dropped this mock draft before that report came out. So, with all that being said, Stroud is still the betting odds favorite. And until that changes and until it gets closer to the draft time, I know we're getting there. We are getting there. Stroud, to me, is still the number one pick for the Panthers. And without further ado, the Houston Texans should take Bryce Young. And we all knew that this would be the answer. Again, vice versa. I'm not going to beat the dead horse anymore. This is vice versa. You either BY, Stroud, BY. That's it. I don't see anything else happening unless Nick Caserio just doesn't feel confident in these quarterbacks. That's a very small percentage in my opinion. So Bryce Young is the number 2 pick. Colts aren't taking chances. He's got to trade up with them before they get Anthony Richardson. Again, the amount of potential he has can be scary, but at the same time, they better make sure everything's perfect for him and they have a great environment around him. They better hope, because the Houston Texans and DeMeco Ryans, that defense is going to be on the ups, boys. We are definitely excited for what's to come in this Houston Texans season. Cardinals still get Will Anderson. Seahawks get Jalen Carter. He might not even fall out of top 10 according to his agent. If you didn't see his agent talk, go ahead, check out the Pat McAfee show if you're interested. Detroit Lions get Tyree Wilson. Raiders Devon Witherspoon. Falcons Gonzalez. Bears Skoronski. Lucas Van Ness goes to the Eagles. More and more like Lucas Van Ness. I need to see more from him. I need to see more film on him. He is somewhat exciting. I will say that. For a guy that didn't get a lot of starting time at Iowa, he is somewhat exciting. Titans get JSN. So what do the Texans do at 12? That is a little bit of a shock for me. I still believe the Titans are going tackle. I really like Paris Johnson out of Ohio State for them. Not against us, actually, but you know what I mean. Houston Texans with the 12th pick in the NFL draft. We select. There goes a voice crack there. And we're taking Nolan Smith. So this isn't anything much different than what he had in a few mock drafts ago, which I don't remember if it was Todd McShay. It might have been someone else. I think it was Mel Kiper, actually. And it had Bryce, who actually had C.J. Stroud, Nolan Smith. This one, Bryce Young, Nolan Smith. Again, not much different here. I'm just very questioning Nolan Smith's overall build in this defensive scheme. When you look at DeMeco Ryans' defensive linemen, you're looking at nobody on the 49ers that was below 270. Nick Bosa was 266. Their lowest one, according to Cody, make sure to check out his mock draft. That's looking more and more similar every day. Sam Ubakam, who was playing at 245. Nolan Smith is at 234. That's really light for a linebacker, outside linebacker. That's a 3-4 edge rusher. Even for that kind of scheme is really thin. He's going to be playing more of a 4-3 wide 9 hand in the dirt. I'm just not sold on if he can go toe-to-toe with these tackles consistently and create results at his build in this defense. Or maybe his athleticism is just something that's so good Hashtag good at football, trademarked by the John Daddy Crumpler right there, okay? If you're not following John Daddy Crumpler, make sure you are, okay? Maybe he's just good at football, okay? And maybe he's just highly athletic, in which he is, and he can showcase himself and fit this scheme. Who knows? I'm just not entirely sold on a Nolan Smith there. So you got another trade. Bucks get Will Levis. I'm going to assume the Texans are done. Lions getting Bijan Robinson is scary. Him and DeAndre Swift, boys. Oh, my goodness. Seahawks get Zay Flowers. See, that's someone I wouldn't mind the Texans take a look at, is Zay Flowers. And if anything, I can argue that Zay Flowers could be wide receiver 1 in this NFL draft. He is that damn good. But doesn't seem Hooker creeps his way to the first round. Doesn't seem like the Texans are going to make another move here. Dun, 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 dun. And they will not. So we are going into the second round of the mock draft. So far, we got Bryce Young and Nolan Smith. Going into the second round, I wonder, what do we take? Do we look at center? John Michael Schmitz's name, I don't believe, has came off the board yet. So that's exciting. You could get the number 1 center in the class, and that is extremely exciting. And music to the ears, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Here we go. Steelers get Mozzie Smith, solid DT. Here we go, boys. Houston Texans state of mind with the 33rd pick in the NFL draft. The Houston Texans select. Okay. Jalen Hyatt. Okay. I'm not against Jalen Hyatt at all. I am not dogging it whatsoever. I like Jalen Hyatt, and he says Houston needs more pass catchers earlier. Gets lucky that Speedy Hyatt's still on the board at number 33. Tracks the deep ball well. Explosion, eat up, cushion, and coverage. Fly by defenders. Look, he's averaging about 18.9 yards per catch. So, hey, look, it's not a bad pick. I will say this, though, and this is nothing against Jalen Hyatt. I think Jalen Hyatt can be a really good wide receiver in this league. He's explosive, and he's a playmaker. That's something DeMeco Ryans did say. He wants to get the ball to the hands of his playmakers. But Jalen Hyatt is a guy that pops the top off of defense. And if you're drafting someone like a Bryce Young, who has an average arm, not a rocket arm, his arm strength is not his calling card. It's accuracy, it's the off-script plays, it's the ability to continue plays, and Hyatt is going to be helpful in extending plays. But if he's popping the top off the defense, how many times am I going to see another Matt Schaub, Andre Johnson-esque underthrow deep pass that, yeah, it gets completed, but it works so much harder for Jalen Hyatt / Andre Johnson, and creates the possibilities of interceptions and a whole other mess. And obviously, you don't probably get a touchdown. So Jalen Hyatt is someone that's really good, and I don't mind. But does he fit with someone like Bryce Young's skill set? And that is the overall problem I would have with this pick. So far, this draft is okay. I like the players. They're big-name players. They're sexy to Texans fans' eyes. But when you really take a deep dive into this, Bryce Young, home run pick. Nolan Smith, does he really fit this defense? Jalen Hyatt, does he fit the skill set Bryce Young is going to have? That's my overall problem with this so far. I'm looking at a B because these players supposed to be good. These are solid picks. But I'm wondering how it's all going to fit together. The puzzle pieces are kind of crooked right now. Unless the Houston Texans have another pick in this second round. Let's see, man, Brian Breezy all the way to 38. Darnell Washington was there. That would have been fun to take a look at. There's Joe Tippmann from the Jets. He has him going before John Michael Schmitz, I believe, unless I'm wrong. I did not see John Michael Schmitz, and there he is. That is someone I would take immediately. Plug-and-play player, top 15 center in the league next year. You watch out. Jack Campbell's pretty fun. I'm going to say that is it. Is it Houston Texans state of mind? And yeah, that is it, boys. So with that being said, he has the Houston Texans taking Bryce Young. He has him taking Nolan Smith at 12. And then at 33, Jalen Hyatt. Overall, the players are big-name guys that the fans are going to obviously go excited about. But when you really look into this with the magnifying glass, are these guys going to fit the skill sets for A, D'Amico Ryan's defense in terms of Nolan Smith, and B, Jalen Hyatt's skill set for an average arm quarterback that is Bryce Young? There's nothing against BY. I want him. Can he make that deep throw to Jalen Hyatt consistently and on the money? If I'm wrong, hey, I'm happy to be wrong, because that means we're getting touchdown passes, baby. Lots of rock and roll touchdown Texans, if you know what I mean. That's it for the mock draft reactions. Make sure to drop a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.